Hello, everybody. This is the 100 days of Minecraft, my Minecraft world, and specifically, if you see that it's not hardcore or anything, and obviously, because first of all, there is no such thing as hardcore in Bedrock, which sucks, and Bedrock is bullshit. It sucks. I'm just gonna say it. It sucks. But either way, I hope you enjoy this 100 days video. It did. It took me a while to get all of the clips, but I would say that it was at least enjoyable. Hope you enjoy. All right, this is it. Day one. Looking around in my surroundings, and as you could see, my character is with a troll face mask and vector jacket, which is strange, but I like it. Like every single let's play, every time. The basic thing is get wood. After that, it's just get stone. Don't waste your time making any other wooden weapons besides a pickaxe. Don't make them; they're useless. After killing some animals, I decided to try to find a good location that has nice flat land, but all I kept finding was this horrendous birch tree biome, which is the worst wood in the game, the ugliest wood in the game, and you can't argue with that. If you think not, then I'm just saying you're wrong. All right, you're wrong. I'm still looking. Haven't found anything at all. Just a bunch of forest and cooking food because I need food. I'm dying. This is bad because it's gonna become nighttime soon, and I have no good place to make my home. Finally, after looking for so long, I found some flatland, and I also found a village, which is completely amazing. Like anyone that plays Minecraft, you're able to steal a bunch of hay bale, find some decent items in chests, and also steal someone's bed as well in a village, which is nice. And now this marks the beginning of day two. While looking around the village, I found a floating ship on land and it was sideways, which was strange enough. Not really something that you see every day. Unfortunately, there was nothing in it, which really sucked. I found what I thought to be a cave and I decided to go explore it. I did find some coal, which was nice as well. Eventually, I kept looking through and there was absolutely nothing in the end. It was a complete disappointment. It was becoming nighttime and I didn't really care. I kind of wanted to keep exploring, see what else was going on. And eventually I found another village, which was nice. That meant that I was able to steal more stuff. I was able to find some potatoes, which is great. And I was able to find leather armor. Ugh, that's disgusting. Sadly, I did have to put it on because I had no armor, and it's better than nothing, even if I hate it. I was able to find another chest, and it had the rest of leather armor, and I had to put it on, sadly. After that, I just decided to go to sleep and get the night over with. While on the surface, I was trying to find a cave, and luckily I was able to find one, and with a view like this, I knew for sure this was going to be a good-ass cave. While exploring, I was able to find a lot of iron, a lot of coal, and eventually I started smelting it, and I was able to make an iron pickaxe, which was perfect in case if I found any diamonds. I can really get into mining, and I always love going even deeper to maybe find diamonds, but the problem is when I was making this, I was realizing that it's going to be hard to determine if it's day or not, because obviously you can't see any sunlight, and I didn't really have any gold or redstone on me at the time, so I could make a clock. So you'll just have to bear with me and kind of believe me that I was able to tell if it was day or not. Obviously, depending on the time, a day and night cycle is usually 20 minutes long, or the whole process. So you just have to believe me that it was that I knew that this was correct. Before going too deep into the cave, I decided to try to go and see if it was daytime or nighttime, and I already saw that it was already becoming daytime soon, so that meant that day three was basically over already. And because of seeing that, I just went back to the cave and went back to exploring, maybe finding some diamonds. While exploring, I was able to find a mine shaft, and that's obviously good because you can find diamonds in there. And I was able to find some golden apples. And during that, I don't know how I was able to see this obscure diamond before I left, and I don't know, I really don't know how I saw that, honestly. It was just a little speck of it, but I was able to find a good chunk of diamonds, which is great because I'm able to make a pickaxe now. I was able to find two monster spawners. One was a cave spider and one was a zombie, and I was able to get a notch apple, bro. That shit got me so excited because of how fucking rare that shit is. It was nice, man. It was a nice ass feeling. Whenever I get a diamond pickaxe, I always try to make sure I get at least 14 obsidian. That way I won't have to go back and get obsidian. I'll have enough to make a portal and to make an enchantment table. After a long time of mining, I decided to go back to the surface because I have a lot of items that I want to put away and eventually start making a house so I can store more items as well. Finally reaching the surface, I saw that it was nighttime, so I had to quickly rush and pull up my map to see where my village is. And I ran as fast as I could and luckily made it to my village and slept and was able to watch the sunrise for the beginning of day 6. Looking around, I was able to find a nice flat area, and I knew for sure this was where I was gonna make my house. So I went to go and chop down some trees and start brainstorming on how I was gonna make my house as well. I try not to make it as like a square house, like a basic little hut or something, because I really hate it when my house comes out like that because it just feels bland and boring and repetitive because I made my houses like that always. It's still gonna be kind of square, but I still want to change like the outer layer of it, like how it's gonna look on the outside, because I don't want it to just be like a square house. I know obviously this game's just squares or whatever, I don't care, but I just want to make it as like nice as possible. I added these oak log pillars because it makes it feel a little less like naked, if that makes sense. It makes the house look less naked and more covered up, and it'll make sense and it'll probably look nice in the end. And so far, I think I'm making some pretty good progress. After finishing the walls and the flooring, I started working on building the rooftop while also later on getting some sand to start making the windows as well. After chopping down a few trees, I was finally able to finish the rooftop. After waiting a while for the windows to finally be finished in the furnace, I was able to finally place them all around my walls. And in the end, my house was fully finished. And this is the result of my fully finished house. I honestly think it came out pretty nice. And I'm obviously not going to leave that top part of the house like that. I'm gonna add chests there because there's space there. I don't want to have them there on the floor. I wanted to add some lights around my house and I didn't want to use torches, so I used lanterns, and now I think it's fully finished. Wait a minute. That's not right. It wasn't a big problem. I was able to just fix it in the end. After putting down some chests, I was finally able to properly organize all the stuff that I have, separate them from food to blocks to, the value of it, resources, and separate them properly. Since it was raining, I just decided to go and try to fish, see what I can get, since I can get that little boost of being able to quickly catch items a little more faster. But in the end, I didn't get anything at all, just a bunch of fish. I did, however, run into a bunch of pillagers, and I was hoping that I was able to do a raid next to my village and maybe get some decent items. But for some reason, the one with the banner, I think, disappeared. I don't know if he despawned or if he never showed up, but that sucked. In day 12, I think it was finally time that I set up another portal and see where my spawn location is, and maybe prepare for it when I'm fully ready to go in and explore it. The spawn location is not very good. It's probably a really bad biome to be in, but it's definitely better than being in the ash biome. That one's downright horrendous. This one's at least okay, but it's also bad because I could just fall to my death and I'm 90 blocks high as well. However, there is one good thing that's good about this spawn location, and I don't know if you can see it over there in the distance, is another fortress pretty close to me. It's pretty far away, right in the middle of lava, but it's at least not as far as other times in other worlds where I would have to walk hundreds of blocks away and just to reach one. After going to the nether, I knew I had to start preparing for the worst, so that meant that I had to start getting some cows and sheep. Sheep to make beds and start getting ancient debris, and cows to make the enchantment room and get better equipment. I have to get those because, well, those are the most important. Otherwise, I'm just gonna die in the nether. As soon as the next day started, I straight away went to go and try to find any cows that I can and drag them to the fence that I currently made. After I trapped the cows, I decided to start making the fence for the sheep, but the problem is that I have to make it in the grassy part of my area because I can't make it in the sand since they won't regenerate their wool, and that's annoying because now my fence looks really goofy. One's on the sand and one's not. A few minutes later, I was already able to capture my 2 victims and got them to start breeding. For the rest of the day, I just decided to watch the sunset. Don't judge me, I just wanted to. It looked nice. The next day I decided to try to fill up my map, and while I was going around I was able to find the best wood in the game. And yes, I said it, the best wood. It's better than any other wood in the game. I'm not capping. It was already nighttime, but I saw something in the distance. I saw this weird looking cave that was being lit up, and when I got closer I realized that it was a nice ass lush cave. I don't know about you guys, but this is probably the best thing that they added in the Caves and Cliffs update. I'm not even joking. By the time I finished looking around the cave, I already saw that it was already becoming daytime, which was surprising because it didn't even feel like it was that long. But it was already becoming daytime, so after that I just decided to go back. I was a bit unsatisfied from the other cave, so I tried to find another one, and I was able to find another one, and I did have high hopes for it because of the chances of being a pretty big cave and a lot of mobs around it. Seeing this kind of view in caves really makes me appreciate the Caves and Cliffs update and how big it was for exploration deep in the caves, because I can't imagine myself exploring to this day with no update. It'd be so fucking boring. I would definitely not be playing Minecraft as often if it wasn't like this at all. I gotta say, the worst things about water caves is having to mine them in the water with something that's not like a diamond or netherite pickaxe. It's just the worst, having to go back and forth just to get your fucking air. It's really annoying, dude. Oddly enough, when I was trying to get back to the surface, I was able to find an open ravine, and I was right underneath a mine shaft as well, which is pretty strange and kind of cool as well, because now I'm able to tell what day it is. The chests were either a pile of shit or semi sort of decent, and sadly I was getting the pile of shit items in the chests. Even if they're enchanted, they were pretty dog shit. Like, this game is so generous, man. I love it that it's giving me Pearson 2 and 3 enchantments. I love that. I'm totally using it. After hallucinating and with no sleep at all for 2 straight days, I finally decided to just go back home because it was taking way too long and I was bored as hell. Make that 3 straight days, because by the time I finally arrived home, the sun was already rising and it was already day 18. I was just fishing. I got nothing else to say. In the night of day 18, I just saw across from me a bunch of pillagers just chilling and walking around in the beach shore. And I finally got excited because this is what I was been waiting for a while, because I just wanted to do a raid because it's actually fun and entertaining. I don't know what I expected when I went back home, because by the time I went back home, the raid already started, and at this point on, I severely underestimated how hard the raid was going to be with how shitty my armor is and all that. The first wave was pretty easy because the Iron Golem basically killed all of them, and I was pretty confident that this raid was definitely going to be easy. A piece of cake, not a problem at all. I've done this a million times on other worlds, it shouldn't be a problem at all. However, in wave 6, I was pretty stupid and I for some reason decided to rush an evoker when there was a bunch of Vexes around, and I basically just led myself to my demise. I attempted to block their hits, but I couldn't, and I died. This is the sole reason on why they won't add a hardcore in Bedrock, because dying like that is complete bullshit, and the amount of bullshit that's in this Bedrock edition is just bullshit. I spent so much time trying to find the last 2 fucking pillagers in wave 6, and keep in mind, I couldn't hear them because I had my headphones off, so I didn't hear where the, air horn is, so I had to put it on, and I was finally able to find them in these obscure locations, which were bullshit. I'm assuming I took off my headset again because this Vindicator caught me off guard, and unfortunately I did have to use my Totem of Undying, but it was all in vain because I died anyways. Finally, by day 20, I was able to kill the last remaining enemy, which was the Ravager, and I did finish the raid, but honestly, I was kind of disappointed in myself and very unsatisfied for dying twice and losing a Totem of Undying. After finally putting away all the stuff that I earned from the raid, I just decided to go back to fishing again and clear my mind from how sad that was from dying twice and losing a Totem of Undying. I know I said this already, but I was pretty disappointed because I basically just earned nothing. In day 21, I started planting sugarcane because I already started having enough cows to finally start making a bunch of books and getting one step closer from finally finishing an enchanting room and get good enchantments for all my weapons and tools. went back to fishing. I don't know what I was fishing for, but I think I was hoping to get a mending book or at least some good enchantments for something. I don't really know what. Day 23, still fishing. Would you like to see the footage? I'm sure it's fun. It's fun, right? Watching me fish. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Go ahead. Keep watching. Anyways, by day 24, I finally started setting up my enchanting room. I decided it was going to be right underneath my house, which was pretty fitting. I don't know. I always love doing that. I know it looks weird the way I put wood here, but the reason I am placing wood like this is so I could see if the room is perfectly aligned and it's not like weird and there's not like two space on one side and one space. And the wood is to see how the room would look like with the enchanting table in the middle and the bookshelves around. And so far I saw that the layout was perfect. In the end, I decided that the whole room was going to be entirely dark oak wood with maybe some black, I don't know, sort of stone maybe. I wasn't sure yet completely. For some reason, I don't know why, but in this day, I decided to go to the Nether. I don't know what my goal was. I don't know what I was searching for. I don't know if I was just bored or I really don't know. I'm clueless, honestly. I just don't know why. I was able to find a bastion close by the portal, and of course, I decided to go there because I love the bastions because they can have some decent loot and a shit ton of gold. But of course, for some reason, I never learned from the raid, and I severely underestimated this as well. Of course, I was being spectacled because I was able to hear a bunch of the brute hoglins or whatever they're called. But of course, they caught me off guard, and there were two of them, and I had no chance, and died again. Of course, I was annoyed, not because I died, but mostly because I had to waste a bunch of more items that, were valuable. And I was a hair away from just deleting this world because I fucking hate it. I was able to take care of them and take basically all my stuff back and also block off the stairway. That way, in case if anyone tried to come up on me, they couldn't. And I got the chest and was able to get a diamond pickaxe with an ancient debris piece, which was okay, I guess. It really wasn't that great. I found the middle, and there were hordes of them still, and I wasn't taking any chances because I knew if I did, I would eventually just die again. And clearly, I'm just playing it safe, even if it's boring as fuck. Of course, while I was distracted looking at some mobs in the lava, of course, a hoglin came out of nowhere, and I was too late to react, and I died again. Whatever, at least the loot in the middle wasn't that bad. I was able to get free diamond armor and a piece of ancient scrap, which was not that bad at least. Of course, my suffering didn't end there because there was just a creeper waiting outside, just chilling, waiting for me to open the door. And of course, I tried to kill him as quickly as I can, but another one showed up behind it, and I knew I was basically screwed. And of course, he blew up my house. I just stood there trying to process what the hell just happened. That one was just bad. After going through hell, I just decided to finish up my library, the enchanting room, because I just didn't want to do anything else besides finish this shit already. After a while, I did eventually finish it, and I'm not gonna lie, I think it's really nice and kind of cozy in a way. I think it's pretty decent with the way I made it. I really don't know why, but for some reason, I decided that it was time to finally start gathering up a bunch of wool and go to the Nether again. But this time, I'm gonna be going and trying to get some netherite as well, some ancient debris, get as much as I can now. Shortly after exploding the bed, I found 2 ancient debris pieces, off to a pretty good start. In another explosion, I was able to find 3 pieces, which is great. And in the end, I was able to get 10 ancient debris. And while I have 2 in my home, I'm able to make 3 netherite ingots, which is perfect for my sword and my pickaxe and something else. After going back home and crafting the netherite ingots, I'm not really sure what my goal was, but I'm assuming that I went to go and try to find a cave to get some lapis lazuli because I don't think I have any. And right now I'm trying to explore and see if I can find any good caves around. I did find some lapis, but by the time I went back to the surface, it was already nighttime. However, I did find another lush cave, so it wasn't really that bad anyways. However, while I was exploring, I accidentally just ran into the deep dark area, and when I saw this, I was genuinely terrified and really cautious not to alarm any spawners because this shit still terrifies me to this day right now. Unfortunately, I accidentally jumped too high and broke my legs, which triggered a bunch of the sensors and also warned the spawner. However, it didn't spawn, it was just wary of me. And as you can see right here, I was like quiet. Well, I obviously didn't have my mic on, but I just stood still and hoping that he doesn't catch me. After carefully maneuvering around the spawners, I did eventually find the spawner, and I didn't have a hole, so I was just trying to hit it with my torch. And I thought it was over, but clearly it's not, because you can see in the distance that there's a lot more of the deep dark, and there's obviously a lot more spawners around. It's never just one, so it's not even over yet. I'm still going on. I don't know why. I don't know what I was thinking, but I placed the torch thinking that it wouldn't trigger anything, but of course there was another spawner. But for some reason it happened, the same thing happened. The warden didn't spawn at all. And I'm thinking there's like 3 stages, because I remember this is like, he doesn't spawn, you just hear his heartbeat. And then the second one is it sounds like he peeks his head open thinking that he hears something. And then the third one is he actually shows up. For some reason, he's not showing up for me. You just hear his heartbeat, which is great. I'm not even complaining, honestly, but I was just still terrified, dude, because this shit is creepy as fuck, especially when there's nothing else around. I decided that if I was gonna continue looking around in the deep dark, I had to make sure that there was some sort of tunnel that I was able to get away from if the warden spawned, and try to hide until he disappears, because obviously it can't just stay in the middle and hoping he doesn't appear. I'm just gonna die, and I don't want that to happen, because then I'll probably never come back and get my loot, or he'll just kill me. Of course I can't see shit, but I did see another spawner, but unfortunately I was so distracted that I accidentally ran into or landed on top of a sensor, which triggered it, and now I just had to wait again, and the same thing happened. It didn't spawn at all. I stopped myself from going too deep because I saw there was no point of it, so I just decided to go to this area where I already had a torch and just decided to get a bunch of XP, since that's the only good thing from the deep dark. If you destroy them, you get a lot of XP, and I guess that's the only reason why I'm here, because I'm getting XP so I could finally use my enchantments on a pickaxe to finally stop using these garbage iron stuff. So at least that's a good thing. After reaching level 30, I finally decided to just go back to the way I came from and reach the surface. And by the time I came back, it was already daytime, so it's now day 34. Finally, after escaping that horrible place, I finally made my netherite pickaxe and was already setting up my perfect pickaxe. And luckily, I was able to get the perfect enchantment, the Fortune 3. That's all I really cared about. I was kind of hoping I would get efficiency because it's kind of slow, but it's better than nothing, honestly, for sure. After that, I was just AFK the whole day. I guess I was just tired of the whole bullshit and just wanted to take a break for a bit, that's for sure. It was a lot, man, but at least I'm doing pretty good so far. I guess it's the same thing for this day as well, because the whole day was also just being AFK. I don't know what I was doing. It was either eating, taking a break, or in the bathroom. I was excited to finally use this pickaxe. I just went straight to a cave and tried to find anything that was good. Diamonds, iron, gold, whatever. This pickaxe is being put to good use because after a while I was able to find 19 diamonds and a shit ton of iron and gold. Amazing, honestly. After putting all the loot away in day 38, I finally decided to start making some decisions on what to do with netherite, and I decided to pick the 2 important ones, which was the sword and my boots. And right now I'm trying to get some good enchantments for my sword, and I was able to get one, looting 3 and sharpness 4. That's pretty good for now. Eventually I'll probably put more, but who knows. You smell that? That's the smell of hard work. In day 40, I decided to destroy mostly all of the houses that were basically abandoned because, most of them are dead, obviously, from me. And also so I could use the materials to possibly make better villages or better houses to house better villagers. It'll take a while, but it'll be worth it in the end. I'm not gonna lie, this is taking way more longer than I anticipated. I've only destroyed like 4 houses and it's already day 41. It's about to be day 42. This is great. Day 42, I'm nearly done with destroying every single house. I'm just leaving, I think, 2 houses because they're housing 1 villager each, and I don't want to let them go yet because I haven't made any houses yet to breed them. But eventually I will be doing that. even though I was destroying basically every single house, I also had to remove most of the paths as well, because having the paths there is obviously really ugly, and I needed to get a lot of dirt to clear it up. And this is also going to take a long ass time, and it's honestly making me really bored. Finally, after an exhausting amount of time, I finally started working on making my first house for the villagers. And I decided to make a pretty big house. I don't know why. And this actually took me a while to make. And I was trying way too hard just for these prisoners of mine. They deserve nothing but pain. I'm not gonna lie, I think the only reason I was able to play Minecraft and not just get fed up with it is probably because while I was playing Minecraft, I was just watching a bunch of YouTube. That way I could just pass the time and not feel kind of bored and alone. It just it just gets tiring, honestly, just hearing blocks placed and just moving around and doing the same thing over and over. I was definitely watching some Minecraft to at least make me enjoy the time and keep me motivated to keep on making this fucking world process. Anyways, the next day I didn't even do anything. I was just AFK the whole time. I have no idea what I did. I didn't even write any note on why I was AFK. I'm just AFK, so just enjoy me watching my floor. The villager process has now begun. I'm moving in the first villager and gonna start escorting the other one. And I'm telling you right now, this is probably my least favorite thing, having to gather up the villagers and having to wait for them to make the kids, and then waiting for the kids to grow up, and then giving them jobs, and doing the process a bunch of times for other roles. Super fun. Super fun. While I was trying to get mending, I did get efficiency 4, and I decided to keep that for this villager because efficiency 4 is obviously really good, and you're basically going to need that for every single one of your tools, so I just kept that. And for the other villager, I didn't end up getting mending on that one either. I got protection 3 on it, and I decided to keep that one as well because I'm definitely going to need that for the end game of fighting the Wither or the fucking Ender Dragon or whatever, so yeah. Day 49, I was prepping for the Nether so I can go and get more ancient debris and get enough netherite ingots to make the full netherite armor set, and also make my tools netherite as well to make it more better. I was also trying to get a silk touch pickaxe, so in case if I ever found any nether gold ores, I don't know what it's called, nether gold ores, so that way I could just gather as much and just instead smelt them instead of getting them in nuggets. And to my luck, I was able to get it and get some decent enchantments as well with it. I know many people really hate having to go and try to find a bunch of ancient debris just to get a full set of netherite armor and a bunch of netherite tools, but honestly, I've never really had a problem with getting netherite or ancient debris. I mean, it just seemed pretty simple. I mean, don't get me wrong, I will never, ever, like, ever make a netherite beacon. I don't know why would you ever waste your time on that just to, what, flex? You're really not flexing on anything, man. You're just flexing on how much time you just wasted on getting some fucking beacon that you could have just worked on with any other valuable metal or whatever. Like, it's not bad, but it's not like it's terrible. It's not like you're suffering. It's I think honestly I kind of enjoy it. I actually kind of like just looking for ancient debris because it's kind of cool seeing a huge amount in a rare occasion. And I don't know, that's just my opinion, honestly. Here, for example, I was able to get 6 chunks of ancient debris in this area. Honestly, when I saw this, I was like, holy shit. Because you really don't see this every day when you're hunting for this shit. It was insane. Can you guess how much ancient debris I got? 33 ancient debris. When I saw this shit, I was a happy man, dude. That shit is insane. It's really not common for you to see someone just get 33 ancient debris in one run. You know damn well I decided to just wait and watch all of my ancient debris smelt into ancient debris scraps. Or netherite scraps, my bad. That shit was satisfying as fuck getting that huge amount, dude. It was fucking sick, bro. I love that shit. That's the thing, man. It just feels satisfying getting that amount. After turning the rest of my armor set into netherite, you know damn well I had to be quick as fuck and get lapis lazuli and try to get good enchantments on my boots, and I was able to get protection 4 and feather falling on my boots. So far it's fucking sick, bro. I'm just at this time I'm pretty sure I was a happy man. Even this, I mean, can you believe my insane luck? Like I just couldn't believe it when I saw this shit. Besides my chest plate, projectile protection. Get that shit out of here. Unfortunately, I used all my luck in the nether, and this is where the nightmare began. Of course, I was trying to get mending so that way I would be able to put it on my armor set and my tools. But it basically took the entire night and almost the morning. I think the morning to just get mending. And when I was dealing with this shit, I was so fed up and so close to killing this motherfucker because of how many times it took for him to just keep giving me shitty fucking enchantments, or maybe some semi decent ones that I didn't even need at the time, just to get a mending book, bro. Like, it was outrageous the amount of times I fucking had to do it. I know it's obviously rare, but like, come on, man. We all know that this shit is mad annoying. I finally got the mending librarian, and I bought 2 books of mending, which is good because I can finally put in my fucking pickaxes and eventually my other tools. Jesus Christ, that took forever. While I was working on putting other enchantments in my other librarian, strangely enough, I got a Smite 5 enchantment book, but I definitely wasn't keeping it because it cost a stack of emeralds and the book. Well, the book isn't a problem, but a stack of emeralds is an outrageous price. I know I could just decrease the price, but I wasn't keeping that for now. I'll get that some other time. Finally, after so long and spending basically 50 days to get good armor and good weapons, I finally went to the Nether Fortress to start working on getting the stuff for the end. I started looking around the Nether Fortress, but sadly enough, the Nether Fortress didn't have any sort of like deep part to it, and it was just like all open area. There was like no entrance to, there was no stairs leading to nether warts, which meant that I just wasted my time, and I couldn't even get any nether warts or anything. I mean, I was able to get some wither skulls, but that's not what I'm trying to get right now. I'll do that maybe in 200 days if I do that, because this video has dragged so much ass to release, and I'm sorry for that. But I was really disappointed seeing this shit. No nether warts at all. Really disappointing. Funny enough, while I was still trying to get some wither skeletons, I was actually close to dying. Luckily, I had my totem of undying, because if I didn't, I definitely would have been dead. After basically spending a whole Minecraft day in the nether, I just decided to go back in kind of a disappointing way, because I know I had to get blaze rods, and obviously that's important, but I also need to get fucking nether warts to make potions. So basically, I can't go to the end unless if I'm prepared with a bunch of potions. So basically, the blaze rods are useless right now. Haha, just kidding. You thought I was gonna give up? No, I'm not giving up. I'm actually trying to go and find another nether fortress. Honestly, I have no idea where I'm going. I have my compass to lead me back home, but I have no idea where I could even find another one. It could be hundreds of blocks away. It could be thousands of blocks away. I'm really just hoping to God that I will eventually find one, because I need those nether warts, dude. While I was still looking around trying to find another fortress, I did see a glimpse of some lava, and I didn't mind at the time. But eventually, when I started getting closer, I kind of realized I was in a bad spot because of the amount of lava that was pouring in. And I fell down right into the lava, and I just started hauling ass. And I just passed through that narrow gap of lava. And just taking a step back and seeing all of the lava that I just went by. It felt some like Indiana Jones shit right there, dude. I'm still looking in day 57. I'm honestly regretting my actions now because of the amount of time I've spent and the amount of durability I've used on my pickaxes. I just got this shit with mending. I don't want to fuck it up already. I just gave up in the end because I just felt like I was going in circles. But I did find a bastion while I was heading back, and I was basically just witnessing all these piglins pushing each other off. It was just kind of funny and stupid. It wasn't really a waste of time because I did find a shit ton of gold, so it wasn't that bad. I did find another bastion, which was great, and I found the rare pig step disc. And I knew I was taking that shit home because it's pretty hard to find that. And I was pretty lucky to be able to even get one, and a piece of ancient debris, which It's okay, I guess. I mean, I don't really need it right now, but I mean, I'll take it. Finally, I found the nether fortress that was by my house, and I was trying to start mining my way up to it and find my way where I mined through the nether fortress and back home. In the next day after going back, I just basically was taking my time and just decided to destroy all the houses that the villagers were originally in or that were kept in until I put them in the house. And also just organizing the stuff that I got from the nether, so it wasn't really much at all. And the next day, I started working on another house for the villagers, and this one will hold a bunch of stone cutters. That way, I could just profit off of just mining whenever I come back. It's really easy. You could just sell diorite, you could sell andesite, you could sell, I don't know if it was granite as well, or just regular stone as well. And you can also get some quartz, which is useful because I really like using quartz. So, yeah, there's that. Luckily, this one didn't take so long to make because I already had all the resources ready. So after putting the roof and changing the floor and putting the glass windows, the house was fully finished. And honestly, I think it looks pretty nice. After that, and putting a shit ton of beds, the baby villagers started spawning, and that meant that I had to put boats and waited for them to eventually, grow up. And that way, when they do grow up and they become stonecutters, I'll just move them to the next house. Well, while I was waiting for that, I was looking around in the area of the village, and I didn't really like this ugly looking, I guess, just water area, fucking lake, whatever, I don't care. It just looked ugly, so I decided to just try to fill it up as much as I can, so that way I could probably just put more houses here instead of, I don't know, moving into the back. Because I don't want it to be too close to my house, because I like my house being separate from them, because, they have to know their place. You know, it's nice watching the sunset just from time to time. It's a nice, refreshing, and relaxing time. It gives me a little bit of time to just relax and take my time. Day 65, I went back to the nether to try to find the nether fortress again, a different one. But I knew that it would probably take forever, so I will admit I kind of cheated and I hacked into the mainframe and I located another nether fortress. AKA, I just searched up that website, Chunkbase or whatever, leading me to another nether fortress that I haven't explored. And I'm currently risking my life right here, crossing the lake of lava. And I gotta tell you right now, I was fucking nervous as fuck because I don't have my netherite armor since I'm trying to save its durability because I don't have mending on it yet. Finally, after escaping the lava lake and digging through a huge ass tunnel, I did find the nether fortress, and I was really hoping that this one had nether warts because I did not want to go back and find another one. While I was exploring, as I said before, I didn't have my headset on basically the entire 100 days, so this skeleton caught me off guard and actually nearly killed me, and I was left at like 2.5 hearts, and I was praying to God that I didn't fucking die, and luckily I didn't. Thankfully, this nether fortress was good, and I did find the nether warts, as you can see right here. And luckily, I was able to find two rooms with nether warts, so that was nice. And also, I had enough skulls to make the wither. So maybe that's another sign for 200 days if that ever happens. However, I wasn't out of the woods yet because I had to find my way back home, and it was troubling because there was a shit ton of these little shitty fucking mobs, magmas, that nearly killed me. And I was not gonna lie, I was panicking so fucking hard because I hate these motherfuckers. Because even if they are small and they do very little damage to you, they're annoying because they could fucking push you into lava. And as you can see, I'm right next to lakes and pools of lava, so I was close to dying. And I was trying to be as careful as I can. While finding my way back home, I did find another bastion, which was nice, but it wasn't really that amazing because the chests were hard to find and there was a shit ton of lava everywhere, so the lava was just kind of in the way and it wasn't even worth it. Now in day 68, I finally arrived home and I started working on my brewing stand so I can make the potion of weaknesses and finally zombify my villagers to have cheaper prices. And I've been waiting so long to do this, and finally I can do it. Day 69, haha, funny number. I started working on the process, making sure to put them all in the boat. I waited for night so they can go to sleep, so that way they won't start running around. And I put them all in boats, that way it'd be easier for the zombies to, zombify them. But I did have some issues with that because the fucking villagers were sleeping on the boat, which made no sense at all. When everything was finally set up, I put the village or the zombie in the villager house, but for some reason, the process is so annoying because sometimes either the zombie is still trying to attack you through the door for some reason, even if you go far away. And then here, as you can see, the zombie is not killing them. It's not hurting them. He's just looking at them. He's not harming them. So I basically had to destroy all the boats and wait for them to slowly zombify with them running around. Finally, after getting out, I saw the process working. All of them were turning into zombie villagers. And now I just saw with my eyes profits. Big profits. Easy profits. Finally can get that mending book in cheaper prices. And as you can see, it was worth it because now every book, enchanted book, costs 1 emerald with a book, obviously. And it's definitely better than spending 24 emeralds for a mending book. In day 70, I finally got all the books and started enchanting or putting mending on all of the enchanted armor that I had except for my chestplate because it doesn't have anything. And I'm hoping that I can get a lot of good enchantments from the enchantment table before I put it to mending. I don't know why, but I think the reason I killed these 2 villagers, I guess, is because they had nothing good. But I don't know why I killed them. I could have just, changed their books. Or maybe I really don't know why I killed them. But I guess I just killed them because they didn't have any good enchanting books, or just because they had a fucking or a bookshelf to offer, which I didn't obviously. In day 71, I was starting to look around my village, and I was noticing that it's pretty ugly because of the water that's there. It just looks really bad, so I decided that the entire day I was gonna start filling up some of the holes of the water, so just in case, make it look nicer. Also, maybe add some new houses or maybe farms. That would be a lot more helpful than just having this random ass water that just makes it look horrible. Also, by the time it was night, I decided to upgrade my diamond shovel because it was definitely not going to be enough. And luckily, I got some golded enchantments, and since I had those enchantments, I might as well have put netherite on it, so I just did that. In day 72, I kid you not, but I spent like half a day and the whole night just trying to get efficiency 4 on this motherfucker. You have no idea how close I was to just smacking this motherfucker. I just wanted him to fucking unalive. Whatever. Yeah, he was so annoying. It took so long just to get it. The whole entire night and half day just to get efficiency 4. In day 73, I was just chopping wood and gathering sugarcane from my sugarcane farm that I thought was good, but as I saw, I got 3 emeralds. Yeah, as you can see, it was very fucking worth it. Very profitable, honestly. Day 74, I was chopping trees again, and then after chopping a bunch of trees, mainly birch wood, I went AFK. I have no clue what the fuck I was doing. Probably either eating, the bathroom, or just relaxing. I don't know. I was just tired. Day 75. 25 days left until day 100. And of course, I'm not doing jack shit again. I have no idea what the fuck I am doing. Clearly, I'm here, but I'm just not doing shit. I hope it's enough time to get to the Ender Dragon. Maybe. Who knows? Finally, in day 76, I was actually doing something. I was putting a bunch of. I forgot what that shit's called. For the fucking villagers, for the stonemasons, so I can actually make some profit. Because this is like easily the best one, or one of the best ways to earn emeralds. Because it's so easy. You go mining every day, maybe. So it shouldn't be a problem at all. Day 77, I now see why I got a bunch of birchwood. I was making a new house for, I don't know what I think it's for the farmers. This one I needed a lot of birchwood, and as you can see, it's pretty ugly, but who cares? They're for villagers. No one cares about them. Anyways, yeah, I was mainly just working on the house. I don't want to make it big at all or try too much because they're just villagers. It's not like they're fucking royal kings or some shit. Day 78, I finally added the finishing touches for the house, which was the windows and the beds. Now all I gotta do is make the villagers have more baby villagers, and add more stations, whatever. And in the nighttime, I was expanding the flat land, I think for a farm, or either a farm or a fence. I'm not sure, but I needed both because I will definitely need it for maybe the nether or for farm. Day 79, I was putting up a new fence for the cows and also for the sheeps because I did not like how the fences were not together. They were weirdly separated, and I finally finished the expansion of the flat land and started moving them all in finally to make it at least decent. And now I just have to do the same process with the sheep. Many people will say that playing Minecraft for a long time like this can get really boring. And they're right, but the thing that was mainly helping me and I guess motivate me to continue on and finish these 100 days was probably because I wanted to see that video. I wanted to see that video uploaded and see that it was worth it. It was fun doing 100 days, and I believe that I can have a cool adventure in this kind of world. And even though it took me so long to make this video because of stupid reasons, obviously my fault, I just wanted to see this video uploaded to at least feel, I guess, happy. I'm not saying I don't feel happy. I'm just saying. In day 80, I saw that I was AFK for a while, so I know it seems like it's already almost becoming nighttime, but I was mainly AFK. But when I stopped being AFK, I was setting up my place and making more flat area behind my house because this is where I'm making my farm. And I don't know how to tell you this, but I like my farms huge. Like they have to be massive because otherwise, what's the point of doing that if they're not even huge? It's not really a farm. It just looks like a garden. Come on. Whenever I do my gardens, I like putting one hole for water and then doing an 8x8 for the crops because it's a lot more efficient, and 8x8 is a stack of the crops, which is easy profits, bro. Like I I used to do that just straight water thing, but that shit was just inefficient and kind of ugly or stupid. It just looked dumb. But now that I have this, I'm gonna make some easy profits: carrots, potatoes, wheat, easy, bro. Day 82, I was basically AFK the whole time again. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't have a lot of time left. But as you can see, my farm is basically complete. Now I just gotta put all the crops, and you could see already what I mean by huge. As you can see, there's like 3 rows. One's gonna be for wheat, carrots, and potatoes, because those are the most profitable ones. No one cares about fucking beetroots. Maybe melons or pumpkins. I will maybe add that soon, but not in this 100 days for sure. Because that takes way too long. I just hate them. In day 83, I was putting a bunch of slabs where the waters are because that way I won't accidentally step on the water, and also because I'll be able to put torches on them, and that will make my crops grow a lot more faster, which is a lot better, obviously, because crops drag so much ass to grow, and it's hella annoying. As you can see in the nighttime, it's looking pretty good. Mainly the carrots were the ones that were filling it up, but it's for sure helping me a lot. Gotta say, my favorite crop is definitely the potatoes, but for some reason I got a lot more fucking carrots than potatoes. In day 84, I was gathering a bunch of clay so I could, sell them to the stonemasons, since you can get, an emerald for like 10 clay. It's a lot right now, but eventually when I zombify them, it's going to be 1, and it's going to be super profitable. It's going to be amazing. But it's mostly just that in the day, and then in the night, I was just hunting around trying to get some XP, I'm guessing, for upgrading my armor. But I was getting too impatient, so I tried to do it with 28, hoping that I would get something. And unfortunately, I didn't get a bunch of enchantments. I only got the protection 3, but it was fine. I could just maybe disenchant it or just put mending. It doesn't really matter as long as it has protection. I didn't do much in day 85, but in almost when it was around nighttime, the baby villagers finally grew up, and I eventually moved them to the other house. And I was making sure that they had good sales, because I don't want that shitty ass beetroot to be on sale, because there's no way I'm ever growing that shit. It's terrible, absolutely terrible. But luckily, I was able to get some decent ones. And with no surprise, day 86, I didn't do shit again. That's nice. There's like 14 days. Luckily, I finally realized that I do not have much time, so I have to go and find the end portal, and that's what I'm currently doing right now. Right now, I just made the Eyes of Ender, and now I'm on a journey on finding the location. I'm not gonna go fight it right away. I'm just gonna go find it and come back, get prepared, put everything ready, and boom, it's gonna happen. This is gonna happen. Day 100, it will happen. If you play Minecraft, which you probably have many times, who knows, you probably know that many of the times, the location of the end portal could be right underneath a village. So for me, it was pretty easy to know if I was close to the end portal or not. And seeing a village there, I knew that this is where it was, and I was basically right underneath it. I just had to, you know, dig all the way down. That's fun. After a while of mining, I did eventually find the end fortress. It's finally getting to the end game. And luckily, I didn't have to go too far because the fortress was actually pretty close to where I dug. And there was only one ender pearl, but luckily I only had 10, so I was going to come back with just one. Which is kind of like exciting when I finally come back. And it's just, satisfying putting the ender pearls because, it's finally that time to beat the game for like the 100th time already. Weirdly enough, I found a mineshaft connected to the end portal, and luckily I did research around because I found another notch apple, which is perfect because, who would deny a notch apple, bro? That shit just makes you become God for like 5 minutes. In day 88, I'm still in the fortress, but I was able to find a library nearby. The thing that sucked though was that I didn't have an axe that had silk touch, which would make it faster. So I spent basically most of the day getting as much bookshelves as I could using a fucking pickaxe, which is pretty annoying, man. By the time I got out, it was already becoming sunset, so I just decided to watch the sunset because it's nearly that time. It's nearly the time to kill the Ender Dragon after so fucking long. As soon as it was daytime, I got back home and I started working on my villagers so I can get XP and work on my stuff, get better stuff for the Ender Dragon. But I made too many beds and now there's a shit ton of baby villagers and I have no idea what to do with them. So I might as well just make them a bunch of fucking farmers or whatever. When it turned night, I thought it was finally time to zombify all of the stonemasons so I could get the clay for cheaper prices and the stones or whatever. And while doing that, I gave them all golden apples and a potion of weakness while almost dying from them because I didn't have my full armor. But luckily, in the end, they did turn back, and as you can see, the results are really good. 2 for an emerald. That's amazing. It is now day 90. There's 10 days left until day 100. And during this time, I was working on another village house, and I'm pretty sure this one was going to be for like weaponsmiths and toolsmiths and armor, because I think I have a lot of like iron, a lot of coal, and I just have a lot of things to fucking sell to them. And with zombifying them, it will definitely help a lot with me profiting. It's gonna be kind of ugly, but it's whatever, honestly. I just don't care. I do not have much time to make this look pretty. Unfortunately, I think I lost a clip because I can't find anywhere a clip of me finishing the house and preparing everything inside the house that I just made. So we're just gonna say that this is day 91. But forget everything I said. This wasn't for any armor or weaponsmiths or toolsmith. This is actually for Fletchers, and I'm pretty sure obviously I'm getting Fletchers because they sell sticks, and anyone would easily just sell sticks for emeralds. If you zombify them enough, you'll definitely be making bank from this shit. Day 92, I just fished the entire day. I really don't know why. I think maybe it's because I didn't fish in a long time throughout the day, so I guess I just wanted to just relax for a little bit since it's almost over, thankfully. Day 93, I was just in the nether because I was getting as much XP as I can from quartz because I need to get to level 30 as always to upgrade some of my gear just to be safe because I can't take any risks in the nether. I don't want to lose all my shit. Day 94, I obviously needed a bow and I hoped that I was able to get some good enchantments, but sadly I only got Flame 1 and Punch 1 and Unbreaking 3, but that's fine. All I really wanted was something at least decent with it, and luckily I already had a book with Power 4, so that's all that really mattered. And I'm AFK for the rest of D94. I, I just, I don't know, man. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, there's 6 days left until day 100. I'm just here chilling. And I'm there for a little bit of day 95. I was actually AFK again, but luckily I stopped and started doing something productive by looking around in my farm that I haven't finished. I don't know why, but luckily I did start working on the farm and placing more seeds because, as you can clearly see, there's barely any for wheat, and there's still a little bit of space for carrots. I don't know if you know this, but the great thing about having fortune on any of your tools is if you use it on crops, it also works on that too, which is amazing because you're gonna get stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks of carrots or potatoes. And as you could see, my inventory was already getting full from all these, and I haven't even finished with the like other what 5 rows. So yeah, it's honestly pretty big, and all these potatoes going straight to emeralds, easy. As soon as I put everything back, I went to the village house and got as much emeralds as I could and leveled up my villagers, which gave me new opportunities to sell other things. And eventually, I will try to work on pumpkins and melons, but it's not going to be on day 100 or any of these days left because that's just going to take too long, as I said before. Day 96, I was working on making some potions, obviously to save myself from the end because, you know, the Ender Dragon throws those fucking balls at you. And also, I went back to the nether to get the remaining ender pearls that I needed for the end portal. And luckily, I got enough because of my fortune sword, so that's that. Day 97, I was around getting some stuff for the stonemasons, but I saw that it wasn't perfect, so I had to zombify them again to make sure they only sell me 1 clay and decrease the prices on the stones. That way, I'll just be a millionaire, man. And as you can see from the results, they are beautiful. Everything 111. Maybe there are some that maybe are 2 or maybe 4, I don't know. But it's still beautiful. Now I just make bank every single day whenever I go mining. Day 98, I was preparing everything, making sure everything was on check, making sure I had blocks, making sure I had heals, making sure I had potions. Unfortunately, I did not have any potions of slow falling because I never really stayed up to kill any phantoms and there was no time anyways. So I just had to hope for the best with my boots and just pray to God that I don't die from fall damage. And I have a bucket anyway, so if anything happens, it's fine. Well, I finished everything. I don't know why, but I started digging down to make a mine, I guess, and also just I maybe just test my weapons, tools. I don't know, just test them, see how good they are, or maybe just to get blocks for my villagers. I don't know. I guess I just wanted to mine for. It's day 99, the moment we've all been waiting for. I am now heading to the coordination that I put and going to kill the Ender Dragon. Man, this took forever, man. I took my horse with me to head to the end portal because he's really fast and he's a lot more efficient than just walking over there. And if I just walked, it would probably be nighttime. And when I arrived, it wasn't already sunset, but there was a lot of daytime, but I just decided to relax for a little bit. And here, as you can see, I watched the last sunset until I fight the Ender Dragon. And man, can you tell that I was pretty exciting, or I was pretty excited that it was finally time after so long. As soon as it turned nighttime, I went straight to bed, and so began day 100, the last day. And finally, I arrived at the end portal and placed the last eye of Ender. The fight is like every single video that you've seen. Take out the crystals, don't die, don't fall off, avoid the dragon, And in the end, just try to defeat him as quickly as you can, while also avoiding the Endermen, which are annoying as fuck. While I did try shooting the crystals, my aim is not really good while shooting it, so I did miss a few times, and having a fucking Enderman behind my back always hitting me is really annoying. So there's that as well. While also I was trying to get some of the lingering potion or whatever it's called, just from the dragon's breath, trying to get as much as I can for my other potions if that ever happens. And also, there's many close encounters where I nearly died. As you can see right here, I'm really close to dying. And honestly, at this time, I was just really nervous about the dragon hitting me, while also the Enderman. I did put some water, but that wasn't really helping as well because that fucking dragon just kept diving down and hitting me while also throwing his little fucking balls. And I nearly died here. Luckily, I had a totem of undying, and I was tempted to use my enchanted golden apple, but not yet. I was kind of scared that I thought I was gonna die from this Enderman, and that would have been really sad to die because it would have been over easily. I used my notch apple, and honestly, you don't really even need to use or destroy the crystals. You could actually just beat him down right here when he goes down, and he might start healing a little bit, but as long as you got it, you can easily do it. Just keep hitting it. For some reason, you just keep going back and forth, trying to hit me. I'm sorry if that's really loud, but it's actually working somehow, even though the crystals aren't even really healing him. I built up to one of the crystals that had a cage on it and destroyed it immediately. But the thing that was really annoying is that for some reason the dragon was so aggressive to me. Like every time he just rushed me. Like you can see right here, he just rushed me immediately and then threw his fucking ball at me again. And luckily I just dodged a bullet by throwing a fucking ender pearl. And it was getting pretty easy because the ender dragon was barely healing anything. I'm sorry if that's really loud. I'm gonna turn that down a bit when I edit this, obviously. But I nearly got it. It's so close to dying. Just a few bow hits and he's obviously done. And at long last, the Ender Dragon rushed me and I finally defeated it. After such a long time, after waiting so long and wasting so much time to work on this video, I finally finished and I also killed the Ender Dragon. And man, was it relieving. It was finally over. Honestly, it didn't really take that long. I think the whole Ender Dragon fight was like 6 minutes or maybe. It didn't really take that long, and I really overestimated it. I mean, I did have to use a notch apple, but I mean, it wasn't really that hard. For sure, slow falling would have helped a lot, but it was pretty good. It was finally over. As soon as I got all the XP, I went back home, or at least I spawned back in the village, and I rushed back home as fast as I could because I wanted to try to like do something, a good placement for the Ender Dragon egg. And I found a good place. I tried to be as quick as I can before the sun rose, but I mean it was already rising, so it didn't really matter. But I wanted to make a little well and place the Ender Dragon egg right on top of it because I just thought it would be fitting, a good placement for the village that I will be making. And I put gold around it as well. So, I mean, maybe I'll change the value of it in a different one, in a different way soon, but no promises there. And as you can see, I finished it up and I basically finished. I finally finished the 100 days of Minecraft. I know it's not like hardcore or anything else, but I think it was a fun experience. It's finally over. I finally finished 100 days of Minecraft. It may not be 100 days of Minecraft, or I mean hardcore Minecraft. It may not be like modded Minecraft. It may not be like a difficult Minecraft, but Minecraft is just Minecraft. It's a pleasant experience to be able to see so much time spent and feel relieved from the whole journey that you've been through. And I'm sorry that I took so long on releasing this video. When I announced it, it was like 2 months ago, I think. And at the time, I was working on high school and I was having some issues in high school. Like, I wasn't really the perfect student. I had a lot of issues. I was usually the guy that always missed the first period of class, and that was really problematic for my school or my grades, and really affected me. So I really had to catch up and work on that too. It wasn't obviously just school. I was also trying to enjoy the time I had left in high school because, I mean, it's almost the end of that. Next, we're going to be moving on with our lives. We're not going to be seeing those people that we see in school anymore. And it was kind of sad seeing all that go away soon in my graduation. As if you saw in Dylan's video, he did the graduation video, and it was pretty relieving for me. Many people were nervous or sad, like I don't know, they were sad that it was over. But honestly, I'm just relieved that it's over. I'm not saying that I didn't have a bad experience in high school. There were bad experiences for sure. I know many people obviously bring this up, like fucking COVID, yeah, but like COVID was awful. Like it took 2 years off of my fucking high school year. Um, but I'm just glad that I was able to enjoy the time I had with my friends in high school. For sure, the graduation and also the last few days we had in high school, hanging around, enjoying the last few days, talking to teachers. It was fun. And when that day happened, I was just, it just felt something different. And also, high school wasn't only the only reason why I took so long. I will admit that I was also really lazy on making the video. It's because I always kept thinking that this video was going to take too long. It wasn't going to be worth it. It's going to take hours to work on. But honestly, when I went back and started working on it, it didn't even take me that long. Like, the last time I worked on it was maybe 3 weeks ago. I'm not sure. And then when I went back, I went from day 67 to like day 80. And when I saw that I knew I had to work on it as quick as I can. And now I finally finished, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. It did take me a long time, and part of that was my fault, but I also really hope you enjoyed. And who knows, maybe I will make a 200 days and I will waste less time. One thing that I also wanted to add on is something that maybe you might wonder. Why didn't I just upload some other videos before just doing this? And the reason is because I didn't want to make any other videos yet until I finish this one, because then it will be seen as like I feel like I abandoned it. I didn't abandon it. It's just that I didn't felt like working on it yet. And I have so many ideas that I want to do, like so many video ideas that I want to do now. Now that I finally finished this, that I've been wanting to post, but I just can't yet because I had to finish this because I kept saying that I will upload this and I will do this. And I spent so much time getting all these clips for the Minecraft video. And all that would have gone to waste if I didn't do this. So I had to do it. I'm really glad that I finished it though, because making something like 100 days on Minecraft, it's very time consuming and very, it can be challenging, but it's very fun. I really respect the people that do these kinds of videos. Like the one who popularized it, obviously, if you know Luke the Notable. He's the one that made 100 days, 200 days, and then went to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and then working on 4,000. I really gotta respect it because I can't imagine myself doing 1,000 days even. Maybe 200 days or 300. I just can't see 1,000. That's like way too long. So I really gotta like give it to him for spending so much time like that. If I had to do that, I would probably be bored in like day 350 because I don't know what else I would do. I'm not that kind of guy that would just build everything out of emerald or anything because I just feel like it would just be repetitive. But in the end, I'm glad that I did do this, and I feel like I do want to do 200 days, and I feel like it can be improved for sure from 100 days. But anyways, I just wanted to say this, and I thank you for the people that waited so long and watched throughout the whole video because it is a long video. And I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever that will be. That's all I have to say.